Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ken, also known as MrKenDenis. And today's video, I'm going to be doing a getting ready with me video on this look using Garbo and Kelly products. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys click on the subscribe button down below. I basically do a lot of beauty, hair and makeup related videos, and I also vlog about my personal life. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, I have to admit this is take two. I unfortunately forgot to turn on my mic halfway, and then halfway I realized I wasn't recording the rest of it, so I was like, so frustrated. Anyway, we are here to try out some Garbo and Kelly products. So obviously I don't have everything, like base and everything, so I'm just gonna use what I have from them, but I'm gonna use other products that I have in my collection to do the rest of my makeup, obviously. So I'm gonna start off first with the Kryolan eyeshadow primer. I'm still a little bit worked up at the fact that, you know, I already kind of finished the look and then I had to go back and do it all over again, but whatever, so is life. Let's just move on. So I'm just setting that with some CoverFX face powder so that when I apply the shadows they just blend nicely. Some people have asked me before why I set my eyeshadow primer and then put a powder on top before I actually apply the actual eyeshadows. This is just from experience. I always find that I find it so hard to blend the actual eyeshadows once I've already applied a base, and I would normally just not use a base, but then the eyeshadows wouldn't last as well, or they would crease simply because I've got slightly oilier eyelids. So I like using this technique. I find that it just helps the shadows glide on a lot better and whatnot. Alright, so going back into the palette, so this is the Overnight Sensational palette. So this palette, as many of you guys probably already know from Instagram, this stuff is amazing, like the color selection and everything. So you've got neutrals, shimmers, mattes, amazing pops of color as well. So I'm going to start off first with Aries, and then I'm going to go with Haley just to build up the crease. So Aries as a transition color, Haley to deepen up that crease. So I forgot to mention this palette also has a dual-ended brush, so it's got one that's a little bit wider, one that's a little bit thinner. So I'm going to use the thinner one, and I'm pretty sure these are synthetic from what I can feel. I'm just going to use this to etch out the outer V. And I'm also kind of going to do a little bit of a halo effect, I suppose, because I don't really want my eyeshadows to go like too long, like elongate my eye. I'm going to try and just focus it on the eye area, and I find that doing it here instead of like bringing it towards the actual, like the nose bridge, really just make sure that the shadow just stays there and not really alter the shape of the eye, if that makes sense. Alright, for the actual eyelid color, I'm going to be taking Ophelia on a synthetic brush. Just going to pack it on like that. This stuff is so good. Like the formula is so buttery and it's pigmented. Like it's not super pigmented, but on my skin tone it's definitely showing, as you guys can see. But as you guys know, I do like a little bit of a pop of color, so I'm gonna grab one of my setting sprays. So I'm just taking my Uriage Earth ML water. Now, which side did I do that on? There we go. Just going to put that onto the center lid. Ooh, nice. It's definitely giving it that nice glossy shine, if you guys can see that on camera. I hope you guys can. I'm just going to go ahead and apply some of my base products. Okay, now I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer. This one is from NARS. This is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Ginger. So I'm just going to apply this underneath the eyes, just where I have the dark circles. Now usually I do that triangle thing, but Garbo and Kelly also sent me a cream highlighting contouring kit, so I'm going to be using that today as well. This is the Millennial Girl. It looks so much better when I didn't, you know, mess up the packaging already, but this is basically what it looks like. It's a cream contouring highlighting kit and also some color correction. But for today I'm just going to be using these shades here. So Bette, Lucille and Louise all over the face. Well, strategically. So I'm going to be using this Garbo Kelly angled contour brush. So it's dual-ended. I'm going to use that smaller side there. I'm just going to use Bet, and I'm just going to do that highlighting thing. Now, when I first applied this, I was like, ooh, it's a little bit light, but it will work out. Trust me, just give me a second. Just there. I'm not going to do it on the chin because I've got color correction that I don't really want to touch it as much. So I'm going to take Lucille, which is this neutral shade there. I'm going to take that. Oh, that mirror is already dirty. And I'm going to use that to sort of like etch out my contour. So I'm just lightly dabbing it. I feel like this is a little bit too large for me to contour with. I do prefer a sharp contour. If, however, you guys prefer just like a general contour, then this is going to be perfect. Otherwise, you can just use it certain angles. Again, there's like no rules when it comes to makeup products and brushes. Like, I've already messed that up, but I can blend that out. Other side of that brush, I'm going to use Louise, and I'm going to use that to bronze up my forehead. And taking Lucille again, just going to do 2 lines like that on the sides of my nose. Looks a little bit intense, but give me a second, I'm gonna blend. So I'm just taking my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge. As you guys can see, it's like super saturated with products. So I'm just gonna take one of the clean sides first. With cream contouring and highlighting, I find personally the best way to do it is start with the light colors, blend those out first, and then you go with the darker colors. So as you guys can see, I'm just doing the banana shade first, and it does look a little bit ashy, but once I blend the other colors as well, it's going to look okay. So I'm just going to soften that yellow bit first, and now I'm just going to, using the same sponge, same side, just going to use that to blend the bronzer first. Like, I'm doing like bouncing motions, but also kind of a bit of a swipey motion as well. And I'm just going to bring that down a little bit to where the highlight is as well. And that tones down that yellowy ashiness if you guys have that problem. I feel like a lot of people just don't really play around with their contour kits first before they really say if it's good or not. But for me, so far, I've been happy. Like, like I said, initially I thought it was like, oh, a little bit much. But if you blend all these colors in together like that, it actually works. Next, I'm just gonna do that contour side. And guys, like, I'm not paid to do this. This wasn't sponsored. They did send me the products, but I'm not like defending them or like giving them like good reviews essentially because they sent it to me. I actually do like these products already. I mean, like, look, it's blending out wonderfully. Just taking my Rimmel Match Perfection powder, just like that. Normally I would use my sponge, but my sponge is like literally saturated in product already. I don't really want to overdo it, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of a light bake there because I don't really want to alter the color of the contour and the foundation and everything. I'm not going to use my normal face powder that I use on the eyes. I'm going to use the same Match Perfection powder, the translucent one, and I'm just going to take a big powder brush and do a light dusting, actually more of a stamping really. So this is like my favorite technique to use when I do cream contour and highlighting, just because I find that it doesn't alter the actual color and it doesn't ruin my work, if that makes sense. Because I feel like if you use your normal face powder on top of all of that, it doesn't, I don't know, it dims it down, and then you kind of have to re-sculpt the face again with powder, if that makes sense. Is that just me? Now we're going to move on to the powder and cream contour kit. This one is Instagirl. So, whoops, sheet fell off. You get sort of like a repeat of colors. They're not the same shade, but they're very similar. So if you guys would like just something to just bronze and like a little bit of highlighting underneath the eyes, this is probably more suited for you guys because you can use that as a cream color corrector, that to brighten and that to kind of like bronze the skin. Actually, now looking at this now, I think Barbara would have been a better shade underneath the eyes, but you know, it all worked out anyway. So now I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. I'm going to use Anita for contouring, and I'm going to use a little bit of Beverly just underneath the eyes because I'm a little bit extra like that. And I'm going to use Vivian as a blush color. I've ruined the star. The star's gone. So I'm just going to do that powder contour on top of the cream just to emphasize it a tiny bit more, because I am filming with a lot of lights and sometimes you can't see your work when you have such bright lights in front of you. Alright, I'm going to take Vivian. It's a blusher. Oh, wow. Whoops. That's a bit strong. I did not expect that to be that pigmented. Okay, let's do light-handed on the other side. Oh, that is pigmented, guys. It takes a lot of guys, a product has to be quite pigmented to show up that much in like one dab on my skin tone. Like seriously, I'm like an NC42, like heading towards NC44 during the summer, so it takes a lot of pigmentation for blush to show up like that. So whoa, that was yeah, it was intense. I'm just using my powder brush and just dusting off the excess, sort of like blending it out, but whew, that was intense. Alright, I'm just going to take this Real Techniques, I'm pretty sure this is a contour brush, yes it is. Just going to clean up that contour a tiny bit, so I'm just going to grab Beverly. Just to etch that out a tiny bit. Like it might look a little bit ashy at first, but that's alright. We're just going to let that sink in for a tiny bit. Alright, another palette. So this one is called Master of Illumination. Ooh, stunning, stunning, stunning. So we have got 4 highlighting shades, like the typical shimmery shades, and then we've got 2 matte highlighters, if that makes sense, and something just light, maybe underneath the eyes. That would work really well for someone who's got a tanned complexion. And that's Greta, that's Grace. What do I want? What do I want? Story of my life, what do I want? Alright, so I think I'm going to go with Charlie. Just on a normal highlighting brush from Real Techniques. Dry first. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Pretty. Can you guys see that? Hey, girl. So one thing I noticed with this highlighter though is that it does emphasize textural issues. Like I don't have very bad textural issues, but if you guys are very self-conscious of that, that's something to keep in mind if you guys are going to be purchasing this palette. I love how they have mirrors with these, just because, you know, you get palettes sometimes and you just like, there's something missing. I just need that mirror, so that's perfect. You guys know me, I want to do something a little bit extra, so I'm just going to do that. Spritz and ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Watch that glow. Blinding. I'm really hungry, guys. It's like, what? 1 in the afternoon. I haven't had lunch yet. All I've had is like breakfast and a banana in between. But I need to finish this because I'm busy, like really busy in the next few days. Awesome. Alright, so I'm just gonna dust off that excess banana powder. Alright, so going back into the palette, I'm going to grab Aries. I'm just going to use that smaller pointy brush. Ooh. Ooh. Don't worry guys, I didn't break it. Gonna take a clean eyeshadow brush, like a smaller blending brush. Just going to blend that out a bit. Only one who thinks like this, like if your eyeshadow is a little bit, if you put lashes on, it just looks amazing. Is that just me? But I feel like it does. Like lashes fixes everything. Alright, so this is like the experimental part that I think could destroy this look or just make it go next level. I'm gonna take Aurora, which is that pinky shade there. I'm gonna take this number 15 brush from NYX. And here we go. Inner corner. I've seen so many people on Instagram do this like sort of like pinky corally inner corner highlight, and it's like, it's so intriguing. I want to try it for myself. I've tried like turquoise and that, and like obviously the silvers, the golds, but I don't know how this is going to turn out. So far, so good. Garbo Kelly, they have a lot of brow products. They sent me a heap. So I've got like these brow pencils. They're like really skinny ones. They're retractable brow perfection pencils. I've already used them. I used them in Sydney. But I think today I want to try something different. So I've got some brow powders. And I've also got some pomades or pomades. I think, I don't know, I'm going to toss up between these two, Cool Brown and Cool Blonde. Let's just see what they look like. Ooh, I just read that. It says cruelty free. Nice. I think I will go with Cool Blonde. They also sent me their brow brush, which is so cute. I really needed a new one because I have one from like ages and ages ago and it's like really mank. It's like disgusting. It's like a dual-ended like spoolie and brow brush thing. So I'm glad I've got a nice one. I've got a nicer one, and on top of that it's new, so let's do this, guys. Normally if I've just bleached my brows, I probably wouldn't use something like this, but because you guys can see I've already got some color already back, I think this is gonna work. So that's what it looks like on my hand. So yeah, I think that's definitely gonna work. Okay, now for the lips, I'm going to be using the KKW by Kylie Cosmetics. This one is in Kimmie. Alright, so I'm just going to finish that off with my Earth Melt Water by Uriage. Alright, so there you guys go. That is the final look. I am so pleased with how this came out. I mean, look at that pigmentation. The shine is unreal. I really like that. I also like that pop of color of pink there. I think that's very on trend at the moment, very different. But yeah, obviously if you guys would like a proper review on any of the products I've tried out today, definitely leave me a comment down in the comment box down below and I'll definitely do a review if you guys want a specific product, or if you guys would like sort of like an overall range like review, definitely let me know. But yeah, focus. Alright, there you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you guys enjoyed. I'll leave a link down to Garbo and Kelly's website if you guys would like to get your hands on the products, because I mean, so far I'm pretty happy with the results. I mean, the lemon pigmentation on tan skin, that's kind of hard to find in a lot of products, unfortunately, these days. But yeah, definitely check them out. Don't forget to check out the other videos on the screen and all my social media links on the screen as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!